I've always struggled with sleep. Not insomnia, just an inability to unwind at night. Some people drink tea, others meditate. I drive. Late at night, when the world feels still, I take my car out onto the empty highways surrounding town. It's expensive, sure, but the rhythmic hum of the tires helps clear my head. That night was no different. The road stretched into the darkness like an abyss. No headlights, no streetlights, just me, my car, and the open road. Until I saw him. A lone figure stood on the shoulder, thumb raised. A hitchhiker? Out here? At this hour? Instinct told me to keep driving. The stories always start like this. But something about him gave me pause. He wasn't pacing or waving frantically. He stood perfectly still, like he already knew I'd stop. Before I could second-guess myself, my foot eased off the gas. I rolled down the window. Need a lift? The man stepped closer, his smile warm. Too warm, like he was greeting an old friend. "Thanks," he said, "just heading home." His voice was smooth, polite. No slurring, no twitching, nothing that screamed danger. He slid into the passenger seat, shutting the door with unsettling softness. His scent, earthy, damp, like freshly turned soil, filled the car. We drove in silence. The radio crackled, but no music played, just static, whispering against the quiet. I stole a glance at him. He sat stiffly upright, hands interlocked on his lap, posture too perfect. His nails were clean, his clothes neat, but something about him felt off. I cleared my throat. "Been out long?" He chuckled. "Oh, just visiting some old friends." A chill prickled the back of my neck. The miles slipped by, each one stretching the silence. Then I noticed where we were. Up ahead, the cemetery gates loomed, black iron twisting into the sky like skeletal fingers. Without prompting, he leaned forward. "You can stop here." I hesitated. "Here? Are you sure?" He turned to me, still smiling. "What's wrong?" "Nothing, I exhaled. "I don't like cemeteries at night." He laughed softly, unbuckling his seatbelt. "Why? Are you afraid of the dead?" Then, stepping out, he added, "We don't bite." I floored it. The moment the door shut, I sped away, hands gripping the wheel so hard my knuckles ached. His voice, calm, teasing, echoed in my head. That wasn't normal hitchhiker banter. That was something else. I didn't stop until I reached home, locked my doors, and checked them twice. I barely slept. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that smile. The next morning, I dragged myself to work, still rattled. I told my buddy about it, expecting concern, maybe a little sympathy. Instead, he nearly choked on his coffee, laughing. "Dude, that's the cemetery's night caretaker," he wheezed. "He pulls that prank on drivers all the time." I blinked. "What?" "Yeah, man. He gets bored. He waits by the road, acts all creepy, then drops the 'we don't bite' line just to mess with people." I sat there, stunned. I had been seconds away from calling a priest. I imagined myself showing up with holy water, demanding an exorcism for some poor dude who just had a messed up sense of humor. A slow, incredulous laugh bubbled up. "You're telling me I had a horror movie moment and it was just some guy being an asshole?" "Pretty much," I sighed, rubbing my face. "Next time I'm keeping the damn windows rolled up." I first noticed the car about 10 miles back. A black sedan, nothing remarkable. No busted headlights, no aggressive driving. Just there. It was nearly midnight, and I was pushing through the last stretch of a long drive home. 2 more hours of dark highway, a few scattered truck stops, and then my own bed. At first, I barely gave the car a second thought. Highways at night had a rhythm. Some drivers sped past, others lingered in the distance before eventually taking an exit. But this one never overtook me, never fell too far behind. Curious, I changed lanes. A few seconds later, so did they. I tested it again, sliding back into my original lane. A pause, then their headlights followed. That prickling feeling crawled up my spine, the kind that starts as a whisper before your brain catches up. This isn't normal. I told myself it was just coincidence. A driver zoning out, unintentionally matching my pace, but the longer it continued, the harder that excuse was to believe. I sped up. So did they. I slowed down. So did they. At 80 miles per hour, they stuck with me. At 50, they mirrored me like a shadow. I clenched the steering wheel. "All right, buddy, what's your deal?" I signaled and took the next exit, heart thudding. It led to a near-empty gas station, one of those lonely places with a single flickering light over the pumps. The sedan didn't exit. It rolled past on the highway, but then, about 100 yards ahead, it pulled onto the shoulder and just waited. I sat in my car, watching through the windshield. The station was dead. No attendant, no other customers. Just my car and theirs, sitting under the black sky, engines idling. They weren't following me. Not anymore. They were waiting. A cold sweat prickled my skin. This wasn't road rage, wasn't a drunk driver messing around. This was something else. I weighed my options. Stay here and hope they leave? Call the cops, no signal, of course. Turn around and go back the other way? That last one seemed smart, until I noticed something that made my stomach drop. They had backed up, just enough that their taillights were out of view from the highway. If I pulled back onto the road, I'd be forced to drive right past them. Like a mouse stepping into a trap, I needed a plan. Instead of getting back on the highway, I eased my car around the side of the gas station, rolling into the darkness behind the building. I killed the engine. Silence. The sedan didn't move. I watched from the rearview mirror, my fingers clenched around the key. Just go, just keep driving. A minute passed. Then ever so slowly, the sedan's headlights flicked off. I stopped breathing. They were still there, somewhere in the blackness, but now I couldn't see them. Couldn't tell if they were still parked or if they were creeping toward me, their tires whispering against the pavement. I felt like a rabbit in tall grass. And then, my phone buzzed. One new message. Unknown number. Why did you stop? My stomach flipped. My number wasn't public. Who the hell was this? A second message. Unknown number. Keep driving. My hands were shaking. I turned my phone screen away, heart hammering. That was it. I wasn't waiting anymore. I started the car and threw it into reverse, whipping around the station, tires screeching. I shot back onto the highway, speeding past the darkened sedan. And just like that, their headlights flared back on. They gunned it, not just following me, chasing me. I floored the gas pedal, speedometer climbing. The highway stretched ahead, nothing but black road and scattered signs. I didn't know where I was going, I just needed distance. The sedan stayed right on my tail, no honking, no flashing lights, just silent, unrelenting pursuit. I swerved onto an exit ramp, a narrow road cutting through trees, no streetlights, no intersections, just a straight shot into the dark. The sedan followed. I gritted my teeth. No more running. Up ahead, a side road cut into the woods. I yanked the wheel hard and veered onto it. Then at the last second, I killed my lights and swerved behind a thicket of trees. Brakes screeched behind me, headlights swung wildly as the sedan shot past, missing my turn. I held my breath. Their car slowed, then stopped. A long pause, then slowly the sedan reversed. I ducked lower, heart pounding. They rolled past my hiding spot, scanning the area, waiting, hunting. I was trapped. If I started my engine, they'd hear me. If I ran, they'd see me, and then My phone lit up again. Unknown number. Clever! I nearly dropped it. Then another message. Unknown number. Turn around. I swallowed, fingers trembling as I typed my first reply. Me. Who are you? What do you want? A pause, then 3 dots. Unknown number. Turn around. A chill crawled down my spine. I wasn't alone. I spun around, expecting to see someone standing behind me in the darkness, but there was no one. Just my car, the empty road, and beyond the trees, another vehicle, not the sedan, a different car, hidden in the woods, waiting. The moment I saw it, its headlights clicked on, realization hit like ice water. This wasn't just one driver messing with me. There were 2, maybe more. Panic clawed up my throat. I jumped into my car, slamming the lock. The sedan's engine revved back to life, but I was already peeling out, cutting across the road, swerving back onto the highway. I didn't care about speed limits, didn't care if I wrecked my damn car. I just drove. The second car never followed. The sedan trailed me for another mile, then suddenly, it was gone. No exits, no turnoffs, just vanished. I made it to the next town, parked in a well-lit gas station, and sat there shaking. I never found out who they were. No cops believed me. No cameras caught anything. But I knew one thing for sure. I wasn't being followed. I was being led.